This is a broadcast of love and light. This is a sanctuary of love and the Lemurian heart. Come into this 0-point moment, this eternal now moment. As you close your eyes, notice where your attention or focus is. It's usually in the head area or somewhere inside or outside of the body. So now bring this attention all into your heart. Drop down your focus into your heart now. Take a deep breath of spirit, breathing deeply in and releasing fully out. This now moment is your power, your point of creation. It is a vibrational reality, and your vibration now is powerful. Attune to this now moment fully, transmuting any negative emotions. And to assist us, we hear the music of plants. This is a flowering cyclamen, and it is the vibration of the plant's energy that's translated into musical notes. The cyclamen in Hindu means flower of love, flower of art, and the cyclamen, as a tuber, is able to withstand difficulties. Feel the essence of the cyclamen in your beingness. Attuning to this now moment, feel your divine essence and notice how this music aligns you to your essence and now. This essence is your natural state. It's a portal of love being centered in the heart, here in the now.
We need to tend to our essence, our true beingness.
Audrey Light Language says now is the time to step into our divine power and create new earth.
This opportunity now for this freshness, this awakening, this stepping into our true divine birthright and our power, so we access our creative abilities as divine being and to come together. That's why we incarnated. That's why we're here, to assist the others, perhaps, that are not remembering and recalling that they are that. To take that hand of the others for love and of heart, to assist them so they can understand this breath of fresh air that is available in the new beautiful creation that we have come in to create and be part of.
In this episode of The Now Show, we meet Audrey Light Language, a soul architect and energy engineer, assisting with unity consciousness.
The universal truths, when we stand in our true essence, there's no other way that we can be other than that true beingness that we are. This is unity for our own self, because we've been fractured into so many portions of different soul aspects that have been having experiences. So it is to heal that, bring that all back, be that one pillar of light that we are. So we are whole within ourselves, we are part of a collective, not only of Gaia humanity, but of creation itself that we are part of.
Audrey assists clients to stand in divine birthright as a spark of divinity. She and the beings of light offer you an opportunity to receive sacred key codes in private personal sessions, which are available at New Earth One Network. We'll experience some sacred key codes in today's episode, which begins now. Welcome. This is the Now Show, and it's all about the now, and it's all about the heart, really being in our presence and our divine essence. Today, we are here with Audrey, Light Language. Audrey, welcome. Hello. Thank you for being here.
Hello, beautiful one. Thank you so much for being back with you and your beautiful family of listeners. I'm so excited to share with all of you. It's beautiful. Thank you for doing this. I love it. The now, exactly. Your essence. Perfect, 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 Lauren. Thank you.
And so, in this now moment, it is where our eternalness is, and it is where our power lies. So, we look forward to an activation with you today because that's what you do. This is very interesting, your own awakening and your own experience. What was that awakening moment to this light language that comes through you?
Yes, as a little girl, I was so shy and so quiet. I was always skipped in school, very, very smart. So at a young age, having my birthday in December, I was already young. And then when you're in school, you are already young with all the other children when you're skipped that you're around in an environment of. So I was always very shy and quiet. And then later on, getting married at a young age. I got married at 19, and then a mother 5 years later, and then busy being a mom and with being a wife and my children and family members and such. So I was always walking in a Christhood though, always helping people, no matter what was going on in my life that, put that aside. What do you need? How can I help you? And the beautiful thing was when I would either speak to people or perhaps babysit for a friend or someone, the children wouldn't want to go back to the parents. And I would just think, well, I'm patient, I'm kind. That's why they don't want to go back. But look, they love me, they had a good time. Later on, now, as being Audrey Light Language, I realized it's the energy, right, that they had so recently come from that was familiar to them, why they didn't want to leave. When I was speaking to people to help them and lift them up, always the cup is not half empty, it is half full, right? Look to the light. They would just want to hear me speak, and I was like, what do you want to, hear me just speak for? They're like, no, just talk. We don't care what you say, just speak to us. So you see, that energy of being the Audrey Light Language, right, or the healing was already coming through, even though Audrey, yes, wasn't aware of that, because we are, right, who we are always, right, despite what mask and story and situation that we're having an experience within. When my kids got older, all of a sudden, I started to move around like this. I'm like, what is happening? Like a ballerina spinning. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm getting nauseous. I'm dizzy. What's happening? What's going on here? And then actually doing automatic writing. I wasn't looking to do automatic writing. I was just waiting on a phone with a secretary to give me information, and they started automatic writing. They're the beginning of, you are an ancient one. You're a Lemurian high priestess, yes, all these things that I am, yes, saying it's way too many to tell you, and it doesn't matter because your soul already knows that, yes, but you are going to have this time to do these works that you have come in to do behind the scenes, as well as with the beautiful souls that are led to you all around the world. And that began some of the information. At a certain point, I was levitated. At a certain point, light language came through. At another point, the language of the Akash came through, which is to rewrite the Akash, not to read it. And then now, most recently, for about since 2014, the sacred key code number language, which is energies brought through beyond a contamination of a language or a symbol, which can be contaminated, unfortunately, the numbers, which are beyond contamination, bringing that in. So for me, for someone who did not study, who did not travel the world, yes, and all of this, for this to happen, it's a great example for everyone that at a certain point, when it is time for you to do so, You are stepping into who and what you are. And if perhaps there are so many blockages that you can't do that, that is why ones as yourself, Loren, and myself, and other beautiful ones have come in to assist them, to help them, so they also can stand there to understand that bigger picture of who and what they are, not just their human, yes, physicality stories. That's a beautiful experience that as eternal beings, right, was devised as a natural biological technology, yes, for us to have an experience through a beautiful thing. And these days that we have here coming are us being able to stand in that ever so much more fully, right? Blessed be of that, you know? So that's my story. I was just a very quiet, very smart, shy little girl. And when I'm speaking to people all around the world, you would never think, how could I be able to do that? But again, it was time to step in to do that again. So it's beautiful, all naturally, all natural happening, you know?
What a beautiful remembrance of your beingness in all of these aspects, and that your higher self said it's not important exactly what. But many who would get this or hear this may question that. How did you take it as your truth? How did you trust that information?
Because I know that my beingness, was always compassionate, loving, kind, walking as a Christed being. When I began to be Audrey light language, people would look at me and say, "Oh, you're a natural bodhisattva," or "Oh my goodness, we're trying to follow you," because I'm healer to the healers and to all. So healers would be curious about me, and of course they have gifts and abilities. So they would say, we're trying to follow. Like, where do you come from? And they're like, "We can't follow you. You're like everywhere." See, right? When we were talking about before, the right collective, what we're part of, I am part of all that is. So since I always had a beautiful heart, originally being raised, say, like I had, baptism, communion, wedding, those type of things, background, having Mother Mary, Jesus Christ, angels, that type of background. So it was always to be of heart, yes, always to be of love and good service was my nature, right? Because even though we go into a sleep of forgetting or play a story, we are still of our heart, who and what we are, if we have not, so to say, been affected by perhaps those things that we know had come into the experiment, the beautiful experience that was supposed to be, and had taken it down and infected it. Yeah. But we are moving away from that. That's why we have come in to pull the plug on that experiment. We have come in to seal the old book of life so we can write in the new book and assist those to get in residence also, to be able to be found to do so. So since I have that background of Jesus or Mary, right, of service, God and such, for me it was just natural to come to the next place, because what was I doing then? I was given by source creation a whole world of a platform of people that I didn't go on shows then. You actually were the first person who brought me on a show, beautiful, and you set up the whole thing for me. So spirit had moved you upon my journey to help assist me to be one that can reach the world. Yes, because they told me you have to go on YouTube and make videos. I said, no, I don't want to make a video. I don't want anyone to see me. I was so shy. And they're like, spirit was like, no, you have to make the video. So I made that video, and spirit took that video all around the world. Beautiful people. I'm like, how did you find me? They're like, we don't know. You kind of pop on the computer, and we just felt this urge that we must work with you. You see? So it is the connection to the spirit. And that's how I accepted it, because I was being given an opportunity to the beautiful people in my personal life or friends that were around that I would help and heal just by speaking to them, to now take it to those other levels. Who would refuse that when you're a beautiful being of heart, right? You set being shy aside. You set aside, like, how am I on this panel in New York in a huge expo with people that travel the world and have written books, and I'm a mommy? And spirit's like, no, you just go there. We don't care if you say 2 words, and you hold your energy in that room. And I'm next to Damian Brinkley, Judy Satori, all these other people. But here I am. Why? To hold that light, to hold that energy, and to do the work and the service. So you step in and you do it because of heart. Yes, because that is who truly we are. We cannot be any other way than who and what we are. Yeah, in our true essence, when we are standing in that.
And just listening to that is so empowering for each of us listening in this now moment, because we each recognize that within ourselves. What an honor to listen to your higher self, to take the directive and just to do it no matter what. There is something very empowering about that higher self voice. And as you listen to your higher self, for those who really need help hearing it, what would you advise?
Oh, beautiful ones. With the type of work that I do, I know and I understand that many people understand higher self as out there. I hear you out there because we came into this density. Of course, could not bring all of ourself in here. How would we play a game of limitation or polarity if we were to do that? Yeah. But in these new times that we're speaking of, the now moment, which is what we move through creation in. So I love the name of the show, the now moment, because that is what we move through creation. Yes. And our eternal beingness, always through the now moment. Yes. So that's so beautiful. So now, rather than always the higher self out there, my work is about we are moving all the things we needed out of the way, yes, and assist others so they can also be in that vibratory place. So they and their higher self are one and the same. You understand? Connected. So if someone is not hearing it, work such as these assist to move those things that are out of the way, old beliefs, old paradigms, yes, energetic parasites, whatever it may be, yes, from lifetimes of looping that has caused that. So we can clear that out of the way. So more and more, all the chakras are turned on to be that pillar of light, yes? And so you and the higher self merge back together of your true sense of beingness. So that is the walking of the heaven on earth, yes? So there's not out there, out there. Yes, we are manifesting the unmanifest to bring and to walk the higher self and who and what we are expressing here. And so these type of works will help them. And again, to hear the higher self is what, beautiful learn. It's to hear their heart, to hear truth, highest integrity, who and what they are, yes, in the truth of the essence of their beingness. People talk about arriving somewhere and such, and I'm like, arrive somewhere, I am already there. I am complete and whole unto my beingness because I'm an aspect of the divine, an embodiment of the divine. Yes, beautiful ones. So these are works to help you to remember that you are that as well, to wake up from the sleep. Yes, lucidly take control within the dream. Yes, so that you can paint your pictures, weave your tapestries, as the beings of light say that I bring through. Yeah, empowered to stand on that solid ground again of who you truly are. Yes, before you entered into this. And you're going to come out of this with this deep knowing that you didn't even have before you came into this. Now you have that depth of knowing of yourself, of creation. Yeah. And so that's beautiful, a beautiful thing. So these works help one to, I would say, listen to their true heart, their true essence of beingness, which is their higher self, their higher aspect. And they are joining back with it. Yes. No longer out there. That was in the time of sleep, forgetting the old story. Now this is you are your higher self, connecting with that more and more, filling that you up with that more and more and more. Yeah. So you walk that heaven upon the earth, what we have come to do, making the unmanifest manifested, beautiful ones. Yes. As creators beings recalled and remembered to who and what they are now, no longer creating from a place of forgetfulness, but a place of recall and remembrance of who and what they are. Yeah.
Yes, and that's why it is so beautiful to be here in this time, because as we truly connect in and be that pillar of light and to merge with our higher self, listen to our higher self and follow the directives of the higher self, then we are creating regardless of what is happening around us. And that is really important because we can see the external world as it adjusts. Our vibration right here and now creates that new. And so I do have to share that the Now Show was a result of sitting and listening to myself. And I actually chuckled when I heard the Now Show.
Yeah.
And I just laughed. And so my guides were pretty funny at that point. So, light language. Before we go on, I just wanted to ask, what year was that when you began speaking light language?
Well, when this all began to start, like I said, the moving all about and the automatic writing and that type of thing, it was actually 2009, about then. So it was a process, right, to get to that point. As far as when I began to speak light language, it was about 2012, 2013, something like that. And then all the other things that came through was as humanity was ready to receive such a thing as well, as the numbers, as the Akash language. So then it was, okay, now it's time to bring it through so you can deliver it unto them, of which you have come to do and be embodied, right? To bring forth. So it is also when the collective humanity was ready, so to say, at a certain point to bring it in. Because sometimes I felt like, as a forerunner to many things, or people say, oh, you're a bushwhacker, you pave the way, you open it up, right? So it's available for others then to access. Sometimes as that, you are paving the way, you are bringing things in that people may not realize yet, or it's like invisible to them yet, because they're not at a point where they can begin to access that. So my own journey was a lot of that. It's like, why aren't they getting it now? But I brought it through, let them get it now. But it also had to be a point when they were ready to go deeper and deeper and deeper in a more comfortable way for themselves. So it was a bit of over the years, to get here and now, right? Look what they're ready for. That is so beautiful, to be immersed so deeply. Yes, to shed all of that, in a quickened way, right? Because it is the quickening where we have been through. And so that's beautiful, to access what before would take, let's say, lifetimes or years to go through and do. No, it doesn't have to be done that way anymore, right? Because we're quantum, and we're in the now, and what we can access, is so beautiful. So
Well, thank you for sharing that. I find it interesting. It's that powerful window of 2012, which began, some people did it decades before, but there was a big opening in that 2009, right? 2005, even 2001, 9/11. So these are just markers that in all of our journeys, we can look back and see where we were at those marker points and say, wow, that was a big shift. And last year, 2020, absolutely was a big shift, a big acceleration. And I think that we're feeling right now that things are accelerating. Have you noticed that when we surrender, there's a key word, surrender. When we surrender the control over what we think we need to be doing, wow, manifestation can be fast. We can have an old dream from 15 years ago suddenly come up, and there it is right in front of us. That's an acceleration. Would you care to speak more about this?
oh yes, well, this is exactly the quickening. The quickening is what you're talking about. Quicken, quicken, quicken. Exactly, exactly. So there is no, like, the lag in the energies, yeah, because we're more matched with it, so we can access it. People are always talking about manifest, manifest, but for me, it's not only the focusing on manifesting in a physical, yeah, it's manifestation of their own self, if they can understand that, drawing themselves in, coloring themselves in, yes, manifesting themselves in what? In resonance with the new, right? The new future, not the old future that didn't play out well, transhuman and AI. No, that is what we, right? Star seeds, light workers have come in. Some can understand this concept, some cannot, but that is okay. We're here to expand them to understand. This that we are witnessing has played out already, is the old future. You understand? That was transhuman and AI. We have come in, so that's why we change the timelines to the new future, yes, and assist those who can get in concordance, manifest themselves, yeah, do the works with that new future, because it is there. But as old time, past, present, future affects each other, we are building that bridge, right, to our future self. That future self, this is their past self, but they both affect each other. Yeah. So when you were talking about manifesting something, it's yes, because that connection to your new future self, where you exist and are, is there, which is affecting you here now, to be quickened, yes, and be able to access things more. Because when you're standing in that new version, so to say, of your future self, you already have access to all this. This is proof of how all of it affects each other. And by being here, what we have been doing here, and also that bridge to the new future, we have rendered that old future that we see playing out as no more. And that is so beautiful. And I want all your audience to know that is how important they are. That is how magical they are. That is how much of a creator beings they are. Despite all that wanted to keep that from happening, they have succeeded and done so. And this is just the continuation to assist those others to be able to stand in that as well, and have access to that true magic, as I call it, what you're talking about, that they just forgot that they had.
Again, so inspiring and very empowering, and it brings so much hope. And again, it's all on each of us in this now moment to bring in that new future. So let's do an activation, Audrey. This is the new renaissance as we're talking the new. Share a little bit about that and what you're going to do in this activation and how it works.
Yes, and I love that you're mentioning, yes, the new renaissance. I receive messages always like a bit before people are actually experiencing it. Yeah. So we are here with this beautiful unfolding of this new renaissance. Yes, that it's available for everyone. So I'm going to speak some light language. I'm going to speak some language of the Akash. Again, the Akash to rewrite it. Yes, we want to clear, keep what we want to clear, what we don't want to clear, keep what we want. And then to rewrite means to be in a higher vibratory, yes, place of energetics. So you can then access like a new Akash, right? A new Akash. So you are then have open to and available those higher frequencies, yes, rather than the old Akash which was at a certain vibratory, yes, level. So now we rewrite the Akash in this work. And also I may bring through in the activation, just so they have awareness, some sacred key code numbers. Now, when you work with me, you may get a long list of numbers, yeah, hundreds long. But right now, for the activation, it will only be a few numbers. I'm going to say it very quickly. Please do not be put off to think, how does she think in a session I'm going to be able to write the numbers she speaks so quickly? But no, in a session, it goes nice and slow. When I'm speaking them, it's just quick. You do not listen and write it again, because these are not the numbers to write that are personal for you. These are just numbers bringing through energy, yes, to assist them. So here we go, beautiful ones. All you need to do is relax and receive. Here we go. Thank you, Lauren, for the opportunity to share with your beautiful listeners. Thank you so much. So important, so important. They're each so important, so beautiful. Thank you. Here we go. Veruntuner sirorai, veruntuner sirorai, veruntuner sirorai, verune venonai, verune venonai. Verusum tedi serhutarea, verusum tedi serhuterum, verusum tedi serarerum, verane onaya, anaya, yeah, maya, enemy kasha, enemy kasha shedi, is a kash. Enemy kash is ashkt ushk kium asasi shari esa 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 ooh 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 shari ooh 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 susai sasa ua sesi sesi Ceci, Ceci, Ceci. Lauren, I cough for releasing because some of them have still many things that need to release. So I'm going to do coughing. It's okay. It may not sound that nice, but coughing for a deep releasing for the listeners, okay? Evoa, shisha. Evoa, sessa. Evoa, shashoma. Shashoma, 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 Sua, Su I Eshkt Usht Ot Anuma, Ishkt Eshkt Ushkta Ad Ishkt Ed Ira Ad Urum, Piet Esta Oreran, Kusk Eshkt Ed Ud Ed Id An Adu, Piano today, Piano today, Piano today. Ceci, Ceci, Ceci. There you go. No numbers came through, but if we could do this again, I know they said let them acclimate, let adjust to this, and then we'll bring those in a little bit later if we have an opportunity. It'd be great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love when you sing. And that is indicator that you are a blue ray using your voice to assist humanity and awaken, and bodhisattva as well, someone who is here ensuring that the rest of humanity ascends along the path. So we've talked about this before, but for those who are not so familiar with light language, more and more people have begun to speak light language. Some are scared, they don't know what to make of it. Some cannot not get it back after they speak it. What is light language and what vibration do you need to be in for it to come through? What is that like for you when you feel it, when you sense it, and when you allow it?
Well, beautiful ones, right? There's nothing to fear in this because if we can understand, we speak through language, yes, but language in the system has been contaminated, right? To keep one stuck in beliefs, old beliefs, paradigms, dumb them down and such, right? And so this is why it had to come through beyond that energy, because once you start to speak to people, you have to think of this cognitive dissonance, yes? There's old beliefs and paradigms, yes? There's so much that keeps them locked in that. So we had to move beyond their mind, which their mind is a labyrinth, yeah? Some people speak light language and they translate it to English. I do not do that because the thing is, why do we want to lower the energy? It's delivered in light language because it's a high energy, so we could go into them where it needs to go beyond the labyrinth of the mind or preconception and ideas. Yeah. So just let it flow. For me, I've had people all different experience with light language. I could speak to someone in an expo that is speaking to her in the hallway, gifting her that but a few moments. She has a whole career in light language now, you know. And then I have clients that perhaps have worked with me for a few months, a couple of weeks, a couple of years. It's always different because you need to remove the things that you need to remove energetically that is holding them or blockages and such, yeah, out of the way so they can go to the energy, whatever level that is, because all light language is different levels, yeah, of frequency and energy. Someone may begin light language at a certain level. And later on, they'll say, oh, what is this? What is this? What they're accessing different frequencies and levels as they climb up higher and higher to bring through. Yeah. So for me, it's when they get into a place where they're vibrationally in concordance with it to be ignited within them, and then they could bring it through. And to each of them, that's different because we all have our own unique stories and situations and circumstances that we have been through, but they don't have to fear it all. And please do not think, what are they saying? What are they saying? Because again, it's to speak to your soul. It's to speak to your true essence of your beingness. Yeah. Which is so beyond language. If you think about all your other aspects, we speak in all our aspects as many language. Yes. Also no language because we understand we just speak heart to heart, I would say, you know, beingness to beingness. So this is a way to move so beyond that limitation of languages and just to the heart. So beautiful ones, if it comes through, bring it through. Yeah. If it has stopped, don't push it. Yeah. There may be some reason. Or if you could go to one of myself or someone who could help get those things out of the way that need to be energetically. So pour the light in, give you the higher energies and frequencies. So that opens that up more so it could flow, or any fear from another life, another aspect. Yes, many healers are like, I feel like it's right here, but it hasn't come forth yet because of the traumas and the fears of how many times, yes, they were shut down, they were killed, horrors upon horrors happened. Yeah. So when they couldn't bring it through. So somewhere within their soul, yes, story is that remembrance. And so they close it down. Yeah. So these works help get those things out of the way so they can bring it through. You know, myself, Lauren, I do not feel, and you know why I do not feel? Of course, I feel my heart, I feel love, I feel goosebumps. I do not feel energy. And do you know why? Because I am doing works behind the scenes. Yeah. I was moved by spirit to do work in the galaxies and such. Yes. People sometimes in physical have to travel to physical places to do their good work or whatever. Yes. But the beingness that I've brought through an embodiment to do work out in creation with many different beings. Yes. In creation to receive codes as well as guiding humanity. Imagine if I was going to try to feel that being in a physical vessel, it would blow up the physical vessel, you know, doing works at that level. So that's why I do not feel energy, you know, I just move energy through a vessel for creation through myself. And I've spared myself, so to say, the trauma of that, because that would be very overwhelming to try to hold a physical vessel still together, you know, or like some healers feel don't feel well if they're working with clients sometimes, you know, because they feel the energy, they see the traumas, you know, they see parasites and such, you know, and I've kept myself out of that part of the story because as an ancient being, I've seen much throughout creation. I know I've come bullseye to do the work, right? We don't need to be wrapped in stories, seeing this or the other things. So if someone, I want to tell this to people because it's important, because sometimes people think, Lauren, like, I'm not there, I'm not arriving, I don't feel, I don't feel, I don't feel, you know, I want them to be soothed of their knowingness in their heart. It's like, you don't have to feel. Look what I'm doing at the level I'm doing around the world. And I don't feel because I've saved myself not have to bombard my physical vessel that my consciousness, my beingness is expressing through right now, to be overloaded and overwhelmed like that. So please don't always look at it as a negative or limitation. I can't do. Yes, you can do. You may have just had made a decision for whatever reason it is to experience it in this way, in this particular expression. Yeah, because recall, we are in a place that has been through much, yes, immersed in much heaviness. So those other beings who are feeling are being guideposts for us, yes, to say, hey, this is not okay. We are feeling for you. Blessed be. And we love so much those ones who are feeling. And we have seen how overwhelmed and sensitive they are and hard to function. They are so beautiful playing their parts, yeah, so they can let others know, yes, what is going on through coming in and being the ones who feel and sense. But some others do not. We all play our parts, yes, in our own unique ways, and it's all beautiful and it's all perfect and it's all wonderful. So thank each and every one of you.
Thank you. And I just am seeing the divine light coming through your eyes. I think all of the viewers can really sense that and see that. There's such a purity there. So thank you for sharing about that, because I find it interesting. I work with people to speak their voice, their divine voice. And when people speak light language, that's always in the divine voice. And I find that
Yes.
fascinating. And I find it fascinating as well that here it comes out to be spoken. Some can just say, I spoke it. When they speak it, they're almost always in tears because of the remembrance of that. And yet there's the past lifetimes or fears of even something in this lifetime of not being able to share our voice. And so you help people break through those barriers. You're almost like a technician that removes belief systems and so much more, like lifetime blocks.
Oh, Lauren, I love you so much. I haven't been with you in some time, but oh my goodness, exactly. You hit it on the head. That's why Spirit had given me a name. It's not, I said Audrey light language because remember, I was a mommy. I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know. I didn't think business and the name. My name is Audrey. What am I doing? I'm speaking light language. All right, let's stick them together. And that's it. I really think much of it. I didn't know I would be known around the world and such, you know? And so then as time was going on, Spirit was saying, your name is Audrey light language, but change it to Audrey soul architect and energy engineer. And I was like, what are you talking about? A soul is the soul. They're like, oh, no, no, no. Yes, this is soul evolution. Yes, the level that you're working at as an ancient being and being here and assisting them on soul journey. So you just said like a tech, right? What word you said? A technician or such.
A
So
technician.
yes, so a soul architect, I'm called. I said, I can't change the name. People around the world know me as Audrey Light Language. So it's Audrey Light Language, soul architect, energy engineer, which is a technician, exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. At that depth of them and at that level. Yes. Because again, this is fast track quantum, whatever words you want to put it in. Yes. To be able to access them at the depth of who and what they are. Yes, we have Gaian lives, many multiple of Gaian lives. Yes, but we understand, those in your beautiful community and others are beginning to understand, that we are multidimensional, galactic, cosmic beings. So when I come in to work with someone, yes, we're going to attend to the Gaian lives, but we also have to attend to, as a soul, gathering the information, understanding there are other beingness and expressions of themselves as well that bleed through into this physicality, that we need to work with them at a soul level for the totality of who and what they are. That would include being able to access those other galactic, cosmic, multidimensional, yes, beingness of themselves as well, for that totality of healing. If you only work with the Gaian embodiment, you are not accessing one's whole beingness at a soul level healing and the depth of their soul and their beingness of the experiences that they have gathered and gone through, you know, to assist with that releasing of the things that have been traumas or fears or experiences that we needed to walk through to know the totality of ourself, right? In density, polarity, you know, all those lower expressions. So we have a bigger picture of understanding of ourself and creation itself through us, because we are embodied in this beautiful dance of creation. Yes, that we're dancing all together. Yes, to for have imagine we are creation witnessing its own self and knowing another of itself through its embodiments and us aspects, part of that. And that is huge. And that is so important. And why we're here assisting in these times when it is not only a new story for humanity and Gaia, but this experiment, so to say, has affected the totality of creation, the fabric of creation, and why the experiment, yeah, is being pulled the plug on. So we go back to that place of balance, natural balance, who and what we are, yeah, the fullness of ourself, with this knowledge that we go with now, of all this that we have been through, and for so much love walked. One of my beautiful messages, Lauren, if I could share it, years ago, was tell them they are the shiny, triumphant, golden ones. Yeah. They go down in the book of life to their predecessors, which are themselves, of course, and their predecessors, as the shiny, triumphant, golden ones. Why? Because they walk through this. Yeah. They were the ones who walked through this, wrote it in the book of life. And despite all that wanted to hold them down, yes, keep them asleep, they were able to wake up and stand up and be who and what they are. Not love, unity, oneness, bluing words, but their essence expressed, walking those words, love, unity, oneness, you see? So despite all that, they were able to stand back up and who and what they are, remember and recall themselves. We seal the old book of life, pull the plug on the experiment, and we go forth as we're all doing now, right in the new book of life, in the resonance of that. So thank you, beautiful, shiny, triumphant, golden ones. Please know how important you are, and so beautiful. We thank you all.
Thank you for that. So, pulling the plug on the experiment, go into a little bit more detail about the experiment. I think we can tune in and feel what that is.
Oh, yes. So this is not only, as I said, humanity and Gaia, but of course, all of creation. Yes, because this is creation's story that has gone through the experiment, which imagine, right? Our story, eternal beings. Yes, we know who and what we are, right? Playing in creation, for eternity, and all of a sudden there is that, well, what is this? Yes, this other thing that is not in balance. Let's explore that. What is this? Yes, it is within the body of creation, thusly going forth to explore what duality, polarity, and density is. So we know what we are. We know what we are. We can explore and witness what we are not. Yes, to have a fuller picture of that. And yet we are, because somewhere it lurks within the body of creation. So for me, that has allowed the light to be shown. Nothing can be hidden. Yes. So the light shines on that. Yes. So that it can be healed and it can be made whole again. Yes. If it cannot be made whole again, then it will be absorbed back to the all that is, where it is originated from. Yes. So it could be healed. So this experiment was to go into duality, polarity, and density. Yes. How can an eternal being experiencing dying or anger or jealousy in this, if they know and recall who and what they are? They cannot. And that is why, yes, going into a sleep state or a forgetting. So we can have these experiences and write it in the book of life. Yeah. But unfortunately, that grand, beautiful experiment, this biological technology, yes, was infected by a virus, so to say, yeah, that became parasitic in nature. So a lot of creation in other dimensions and worlds and such was expressing in a parasitism as a side effect of that experiment. Again, that has affected humanity and Gaia, has affected so many levels of creation, as we know. And so the fabric of creation itself has become unbalanced. And so they know they cannot continue this experiment any longer. Yeah. And so those of us who have come in and those in creation that are taking part as creation itself moves, yeah, to handle the situation and to close up that experiment and all that we wrote in the book of life. So we have that extra knowing and knowledge, yes. And how beautiful now that those that have become parasitic, the parts they played in the experiment, so to say, or those that were brought forth, yes, in that manner of forgetful and sleep and parasitism, vampirism, yeah, will no longer be, so they do not infringe upon other beautiful beings. Yes, sustaining their own self, keeping them stuck in forgetfulness, looping over and over again. Yes, this was not supposed to be. Yeah, that side effect of the experiment was a fallout of how this occurred. We were supposed to go in, gain the knowledge, come out, know who and what we are. This stuckness that parasitic vampirism has caused and created was because they wanted to sustain themselves. Yes, of what they were so separate from, becoming so parasitic and forgetfulness. So now, beautiful ones, we are here. So importantly, yeah, pulling the plug on that. We still see in the world that playing out. Yes, till we get to the part. This is the pulling the plug, the closing on that. Yes, we all know and understand we've arrived, we've won. It is, but this is just getting everything, yes, to come to that point flow until we are there. So that's why it is so important to keep holding, to not be despair, to not be disappointed, to be in the joy, hold the light, be the pillar, yes, and assist others that perhaps do not have that awareness or knowing and understanding when they're looking around and when they're seeing what they're seeing and they don't understand what is happening at the depth that you beautiful ones can understand and know it. So you must keep holding that light. Yeah. So this is why we are sealing the old book. It is to be sealed. We wrote the information in it. We have the knowledge and knowing. We've had the experience. And now it is time for healing on a grand levels. Yes. Of all of creation, to go back to that beautiful biological balance technology that we have to play in. Yeah. Of our beautiful eternal beingness, to have expressions, worlds without end, without having to worry about some parasite is going to be there, or some horror of horrors is going to occur yet again and infringe upon those beautiful ones who know how to stand in their heart, in their true essence, to create things of beauty over and over. Yeah. So that will no longer be, I say, a ticket, an option for any part of consciousness to express through any longer, because we are sealing it. Beautiful ones, we have sealed it. And so this is the writing in the new book as it just unfurls to that.
We have arrived. We have arrived. We made it.
Yes.
Beautiful. So you work with people and you assist them in sessions with light language. Can you share a little bit about what your sessions entail?
For me, it's amazing, because I'm coming for heart and love, to be of service, and I bring forth the works and such. And then to see so many beautiful effects with people all around the world, because they're the one that are coming back and telling me what's happening, right? And they're telling me life changing, because that's what we've come in, right? Because we're not only changing our human life, but all of our aspects and perspectives. So someone will come, and if they get the session with the numbers, we'll begin by writing numbers and numbers and numbers. And while they're writing the numbers, it's working with their neural networking, right? To assist the new paths that we need to go down for that expanded awareness and consciousness. While they're writing, they're receiving the works on etheric, mental, physical, emotional body, unconscious, subconscious, generational, ancestral issues. They also help their through the DNA upgrades, their generations in both direction, which is beautiful, right? Another part of the mission, many missions, that they're doing while they receive that. Also childhood issues, yeah. And again, not only Gaian lives, but your multidimensional cosmic aspects as well. So a totality of healing at a soul level, yeah. To assist them. After they write the numbers, then, and receive the works that by writing is being brought forth to them, they then go away with a tool, yeah, which maybe they can't speak light language, maybe they don't do certain things, but you know what? Now you have a list of numbers that you can read over, that each of those numbers are a code, yes, that you're accessing energy through for you, that you're going to read over the numbers and you're going to apply that energy, yeah, to whatever way you want to apply it. Yeah. I say whatever's positive you want to help bring to you, that energy is going to support that. Whatever's been negative happening, you want to disperse it, dispel it. You need to be strong and fortified while that's happening. You read the numbers on that. Or the other way to read the numbers is you just read them without a specific, because I tell people we love to set intentions, but realize there's so much that is going on, yes, beyond the conscious mind that could be bleeding through other aspects of themselves. How can they even begin to set an intention, correct? So this way, when you just read the numbers, you're allowing that energy, right, to go where it needs to go for you, to support you. And then just having the numbers in your field, whether in their purse, under their fitted sheet, where they live, the numbers are emanating out that energy. After that portion, if they got the session with the numbers and the codes, then we move to the light language, the Akash language. All they need to do is write some numbers, and then they just sit back and relax. Yes, get comfy, cozy, and it all gets done for them. How much more easier can it be than that? Yeah, they just relax. I speak the light language, I speak the Akash language. Again, how powerful is that to access a clearing and a rewrite, to be an access to a new Akash, right? Those books to write in and such. That's so powerful to do that. And then at the end, I say numbers very quickly, like I'm going to do hopefully now on this show. So that energy that they wrote, I'm now just moving around, like to complete the end of the session for them. And then for 3-4 days, the energies are still working, releasing, acclimating. And they shoot me an email at the end of 3-4 days. Just let me know how they're doing, to touch base with me. And then they have their numbers that they're applying to their life. And so many people are telling me, how it's been so life changing for them and so empowering. It's like a whole nother perspective for them, with the power of this work that has brought forth to them, so it really is amazing. It's amazing. It is. It's beautiful because it's true magic that we're accessing, to assist them and allow them to then have access to as well,
Yes. I love that. And it really is a quantum level, multidimensionally cleaning and clearing. And so the numbers are there to assist with that. And we can be in our heads and say, exactly how does it work? But let's do a little experiment here as we're unplugging from the experiment. And let's say that, each of us, we do want sovereignty. We want to be in our own power and to create, yet there still could be some fear out there and also judgment. Is there something that you could do for our group on fear and judgment so that we truly can create or come up with the solution energy for New Earth?
Beautiful one. So I'm going to bring in the numbers. This is not for them to listen back to and write, because these are the type of numbers that is just bringing in the energy. Yeah, it's different when they come and write personally for them a code. But this is going to bring energy for all of them. It might be mixed with some light language. We'll see. Okay, it begins with some light language and we move into the numbers. Everyone relax. Here we go. And numbers, again, are a way to deliver the highest energy that is beyond a symbol or a language that is able to be contaminated. And that is the whole reason why creation speaks this way. The sacred geometrics, everything, yes, being able through a number to access those multi levels of the energy that is being brought through a number, yes, that is holding it beyond contamination. Here we go. Kerusole malamon chile parasai manadu sore rarium corazon derivire areum keresire onerure mana sue anuma sue ue shanamakwa toshanapa ud erianum to hosi te parano sue bione, aqua shwakwa, ukakwa swakwa, inamanamekashir kutu, yerivasu te ele partu, ele par usk eshk at ure, yapahoe, sun ashta oram, ashte este oste aste este ishte urum. Aste este oste este aste ere e ostum. Este aste ere uda aste irume uruma. Tuaiwa, 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 sumawa, sumawa, isumawa. 836, 836, 9, 8, 10, 12, 9, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 18, 21, 3, 8, 10, 3, 8, 10, 9, 8, 12, 9, 8, 12, 16, 18, 54, 16, 18, 54, 3, 8, 10, 3, 8, 10, 9, 8, 12, 9, 8, 12, 17, 18, 54, 17, 18, 54, 386, 386, 9, 8, 10, 12, 13, 18, 21, 386, 386, 9, 8, 12, 9, 8, 12, 17, 18, 54, 17, 15, 54, 17, 18, 54, 6, 8, 10, 6, 8, 10, 6, 8, 10, 6, 8, 10, 9, 8, 10, 9, 8, 10, 12, 15, 18, 16, 34, 18, 54, 6, 8, 10, 12, 6, 8, 10, 12, 34, 18, 21. 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21. Asumaye. Asumaye. Sharias. Asumaye. Asumaye. Asuma. Lauren, I'm going to bring in the Native Americans that bring in the ancient ones. Again, those names we're familiar with. For me, it's source, yes, expressing the energy, but through those names we're familiar with because they want to do some releasing on their backs, their shoulders of those things they bear and the fears and all of this. So here we go. You guys just relax. Here we go. Ancient ones, Kando Soa. Release what you bear here between your shoulder blades. Hamanakasoa. Hamanakasoa. Gondo Soto Shatukumsai. Bahoyi. 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 Samakando Sue. Pa Utushta Yita Umakua. Hoyine. Hoyine. Isa, Isa, Isa. Shoulder blades. Coffee. Some coffee release. Shomkite, 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 asahwa, sahwa, isahwa around the belly button. Gashondu suti mekita, bahoya, 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 sahwe, 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 coccyx bone, yandu sue, yandu sue, yandu sue, asumawa, asumawa, asumawa. Make it lighter, right, for them to bear that deep releasing, right? Touch that heart. Urase, but he. There you go.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. I am sure others truly felt that in their body. There was a release, there was definitely tension, and I hope that everyone felt that. If not, please listen to this again. It is very powerful. And if we feel it in our body, that is the evidence right there. So thank you, Audrey, and all the great beings who shared that wisdom and this activity of light. We are certainly being assisted these days with our advancement.
If you are a being who is a souled being, a true being, a heart being, yes, that what is real. Everything else is story, virtual reality, you are what's real, beautiful ones, we are within, my work says, a virtual reality game, yeah, but many characters, many players, many platforms within the virtual reality rooms, yeah, but you, a souled, hearted being, is the only thing that is real. And this is about getting you back to remember because you slept so deeply, you were held so deeply. Yeah. How good would the game have been if you knew it was a game? But unfortunately, it was a beautiful game, but it got infected. Yeah. So now it is the healing of that, assisting those to get out of that. Yeah. So do not be in fear because you have lived through all of that over and over and you are here yet again and you are eternal being. You are going to go on again as long as you understand that you are the highest expression of yourself, because any choices, my work is the time of the great divide. Which side are you going to find yourself on? Yes, the one of devolution, back absorb back to all it is, losing your gift of individualization if you are not in resonance with the new and wish to express from a lower expression, which are non-self-sustaining systems of parasitic and vampirism. No, you're not going that way. Yes, those things are going that way to be absorbed back to all it is. But you beautiful ones, yeah, that are true creative beings, yes, in embodiment, self-sustaining systems that you are, yes, a source embodied, you are going to go forth, yes, fearlessly. This path to that place that is there for all of you, that we created by being here, by jumping the timelines, by the timeline wars that have gone on, that we were able to win the war on consciousness that has gone on, that we have won. Yes. And we are here just helping assist those other ones to also take that path as well. Beautiful ones. Yeah. So the heart, as we know, always is said is the key in the way. Sometimes, unfortunately, things were done to one to protect themselves from all that has happened. Yes, so they close that heart. That's why these works to come in, right? As I was doing the high pitched sounds, what I call the fairies, the elementals, touch the heart, the inner child. Again, source expressing as fairies, source expressing as ancient one, source expressing as all the beings whose names we want to give to them. But to me, I understand we are all source expressing, wearing different masks, and now it's time the masks fall away so we could step back into like a Christed one represented. You are source, you are God embodied. And what did Christ said? You shall do even greater things that I have done. These are those times, beautiful ones, yeah, that we are standing in our Christhood, our Godhood embodied, accessing more and more who and what we are, beautiful ones. So know that that is the truth. All the rest are trapping stories, things to take your attention. Yes. So, not to fall prey to that, but to the truth of the bigger picture of who and what you are, beautiful ones. I hope that will help you, beautiful ones. A little bit of light, Lauren, just to come on to assist them with that. Kerese perusu terude, manusore sironaya, bekusureti, suayeum. Bosoreria Adonai, Venusuretia, Venusuanaya, Venusunavinani Yanaya, Venusunavidea, Vanunanaya, Vanunanaya, Vanunanaya. Venusum queria serionaya, Venusuna videya, Venusanu zanazea, Venuzanazea, si cheris, si mon charis, es así, 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 esa, esa, esa.
Thank you, Audrey Light Language, for the powerful clearing and attunement and activation back into our hearts, into love, into our true essence. Thank you so much for being here and this activation. For those who want to work with you, who want to accelerate their journey on healing and being whole, anything, all aspects of themselves, your personal sessions assist with that. And there's two, there's a 60-minute and a 90-minute. Share with us very quickly what those each are.
Yes, the 60 minutes would be them having the language of the Akash, and also would be bringing in the beings of light, who are a part of all that is and know they are that. It's not a fortune telling, it's coming in and supporting us, yes, to stand in that new understanding of who and what we are. And also the mother, Loren, perhaps maybe before we're done, I bring through the mother. Now, the mother is the womb of creation, the mother of Mother, Father, God, Mother, Gaia, Mother Gaia, and all things, because she is the womb of creation that birth forth consciousness, the gift of life and such. So I'll bring in the mother in those sessions for them as well. The second choice is adding the 30 minutes. So rather than a 60-minute, the 90-minute session, so they can receive their own list of their personal sacred key code numbers, that they'll go away with a tool to apply that to their lives, the energy that those numbers hold, and bringing in again the beings of light and the mother for them as well. So that's just the difference between the two, if they want to choose to get some of those numbers in the session or not. So that would be that what their sessions are.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So beautiful to hear your words, your voice, the light language. It really is heart opening and heartwarming. And the Divine Mother, as we feel the return of the Divine Feminine and the Divine Mother, yes, we would love to bring that in now. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Just to share, I had a message a few years ago. It says, tell them, it is time to follow the lifeline, which is the umbilical, back to the womb of the mother. Again, not mother, father, God, Gaia, the mother, which is the womb of creation, to be nourished, yes, to be made whole there, transformation, transfiguration, resurrection, yes, with the nourishing that that is going to bring. Please just rest in this, everyone, okay? It is so beautiful. Here we go. Imanasoe hiu masaya. Isemesuetia. Imahosie pasai. Isamanu siviaye. Imanesa kushamakutua. Imehise pawasi. Imana, yinamana. Sime suatu vi maya. Isamayi. Isamayi. Isia. 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 Isia.
Audrey, light language, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this high vibrational now moment.
Thank you. Thank you for the beautiful opportunity to share all that with all of your beautiful family of listeners and with you. I so appreciate it. Thank you.
And as we say goodbye, anything that you'd like to share as we wrap up?
Oh, beautiful ones, please know how important you are, how important, no matter where you are. Yes, what you're going through, you're so, so important. A unique, beautiful, beautiful aspect of the divine embodied. Yeah, that's who you are at your true sense of your beingness. Just be in your heart and come receive those helps that'll help empower you to stand in your divine birthright, your sovereignty, and your power, beautiful ones. Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you all so, so much for being here embodied in these unprecedented, such important times of us creating that new now moment of this beautiful new future, yeah, that we have made not only for ourselves, but for our predecessors and such. So it is so important and so beautiful. Thank you, each and every one of you.
And thank you, Audrey. Thank you. So, in this now moment, we honor our presence, our love, and our sacred heart and each other. Thank you for watching The Now Show. As you raise your vibration, you raise the vibration of the planet. It is why we incarnated. Thank you for sharing your heart light. We would love to hear from you, and we invite you to share your comments and questions. Email loren@newearth1.com. Be an inspiration to others. If you've got a miracle story, we'd love to hear it. We'd love you to share your story on The Now Show. If you've got a story about how you busted debt or manifested funds for a project, then send us an email at support@newearth1.com. Subject line, manifest. Thank you for sharing. The Now Show is brought to you by New Earth One Network. We are one. We are New Earth. We are New Earth One. Be a part of our online community of like-hearted souls. There are several ways for you to participate. Watch or listen to our free Now show each week, which features options for you to purchase the programs and live webinars offered by our guests. These interactive events are great ways to meet your community. You can also join our Zoom audience for tapings of the Now show, featuring an after party with our guests, so you can ask, share, and laugh with us. Tickets are included with your New Earth Creator membership, or you can purchase a single event ticket ahead of each event. Visit newearth1.com, click on Neo TV to find the Now show with taping dates for upcoming guests. New Earth One Network is your community of like-hearted souls. Membership as a New Earth Creator gives you access to an online video library full of ascension information, plus over 15 hours of plant music for higher consciousness. You'll also have unlimited access to each of our Now show tapings with recordings and after parties with our guests. This is your New Earth community. Membership is $11 per month. Cancel anytime. If you need support for your New Earth business or service, join our membership as a New Earth ambassador and get monthly mastermind groups plus a video training portal so you can accelerate and advance your goals with input from other spiritual entrepreneurs and way-showers. The information you'll gain from these live mastermind groups and the video portal will inspire you with ideas, boldness, and change-making action. This membership also includes the Now show tapings and after parties with video portal. Ambassador membership is $33 per month and meets on the second Saturday. Recordings available if you can't join live. See registration options for both memberships at newearth1.com under Neo TV for The Now Show. We are here to support you on your New Earth journey. We thank you for bringing your heart light to the world. Now it is time to dance our way to the cosmic heart. Here we honor the animals and all life.